Hatepu Huru Nefer, Assalamu alaikum. This is Kisnak Ma Keperu with another broadcast for you. And I'm so happy that you guys could join me today. I want to talk about a real interesting subject. Cut the BS and change your reality now. So I want to get into some real nuts and bolts about this whole concept of transurfing, about law of attraction or parallel realities, changing your reality, because I think it's very important that we understand. Let me adjust my camera here. I'm so sorry. It's very important that we understand that the reality that we experience is a subjective reality and it's subject to change, that you're not just a victim going through an objective experience, but you are consciousness, you are the creator in all that you're experiencing. And if you don't like what's happening, you can change it at any particular moment. And if you have your finger on the pulse of like the New Age movement, conspiracy theory arena, you'll see that there's a lot of talk going on around about this subject, and a lot of authors and gurus are coming out there with books and lectures and all kinds of things to help and assist people to make that journey and to come into a realization that we're all trapped in a matrix, and that this matrix that we see around us, that we call the fourth dimensional holographic experience, it's not one of our own creation. This is a simulation, a hologram that's being manufactured by someone else. And they're using us as a proxy to do it, because we are reality generating machines. And so they understand this. The ruling elite, the oligarchy understand this. So what you see around you is symbols, vibrations through the music and the movies and all of these things to appeal to your psyche and to get you to manifest this type of reality that you see before you. But the thing that we have to come into a realization of is this is not the reality that we want. This is the reality that they want. And we're helping to facilitate that. And we have to now take a step back and come to the realization that, oops, we don't know who we are, which is why the Kemetic people said, know thyself, because you have to understand that you, in reality, if there is such a thing, let's just use that term loosely, you are God, man, God, woman, and you have fallen victim to the idea, the ideology that you are human, having a purely objective experience. What do we mean by objective experience? Well, I mean that in a couple of ways, because the ancient Kemetic people were good with using puns. Some of the words meant more in one thing. So when I say objective experience, I mean you're living in an experiential realm that has objects in it, which gives the illusion of individuality when things are not individualized. Everything is one. You are one with all things. You're not separate. All these things are you. They are a manifestation of you. Let's get that straight. That is the truth of your existence. There's no other truth higher than that everything that you see around you is you. All right. So when we say objective experience, we're not, what I'm saying is there is no outside world. There's no static world that's out there that you are interacting with. That's what I mean by an objective experience. Rather, everything is subjective, meaning that it's from your perspective as consciousness. You are experiencing these things for the sake of having the experience. Okay. So let's, kind of crystallize that and get that understood so that we move forward. But the danger that I see that we're falling into is victim mentality. And I'm getting, calls from friends and people that I'm coaching, and it tends to be the same thing all the time. How do I do this? What's my future? Can you do a reading for me? What's going to happen here? Like, why is all this happening? And we really have to take a step back and understand that this is not just a cool saying. Like, oh, oneness, or, I have control of reality. It's not just cool saying, it is real. So when you're asking the question of why things are happening in your life, you really have to ask yourself, why do I choose to manifest this at this point in time? Why am I choosing to manifest this? Because it's all a manifestation of you, no one else. Okay, so let's get this straight. And the individuals who you call people are manifestations of people that you create, avatars, and they're really from your vibration that you're interacting with, but they're not real individualized beings. They're still part of the one collective consciousness. And the sooner that you realize that and understand that, the better off you will be. Now, I think this is of paramount importance, and we really, really have to get this straight. And I'm going to explain why this is so important, okay? It is because you're living in a realm right now. We're not on a planet. You're living in a realm that is being manufactured for your detriment, all right? You have the ruling elite that has basically mind screwed you and have fed you so much garbage for however long you've been on let's say this planet, how long you've been here since you've been reincarnated. They have mind screwed you to such a degree that you can't even believe that all of this is your manifestation and you are this powerful. There are days that I'll walk down the street and I'll see construction men on the street. I'll see painters. I'll see mothers. I'll see fathers. I'll see police. And I am just awed about how powerful I am to be able to manufacture all these things in this detail. And the only way that that can be done is because what? You are God man, God woman, and you don't understand that fact. You don't take it literally. You just think it's a cool new age concept. You just think it's something that people talk about, but it is real. Okay. And you have to treat it as such. One of the reasons why I left the priests is because I don't think that we were given enough respect to the gods and goddesses. I thought that we were treating them as just energies. And I said, no, they're not energies, they're intelligences, and that you have to give them their due respect as intelligent entities. All right. So here we are. And we're living in an age that is more dangerous than ever, because what you're starting to see is the oligarchy full force with their programming. They're moving at light speed with their program to mind screw you, to get you trapped so far in the matrix that you'll never come out. You'll never even think about going down the rabbit hole. And you'll become an agent of the matrix. You'll be the one that'll check everybody else who wants to go down the rabbit hole. No, you don't go down the rabbit hole. There's nothing down there. It's stupid. Why are you doing that? And you know what I'm talking about, because you have friends and family members who, when you start to even bring up things like meditation or hypnosis or NLP or oracle divination, they try to check you on that. And you have other friends who go to even more extreme, talking about, well, the only true savior is Jesus Christ, So you understand exactly what I'm saying. I just got through seeing the movie Avengers Infinity War, and I will do a review of that. But in the film, one of the things they talk about, and this is kind of like a spoiler, is, depopulation. Okay. And, this has been a plan of the ruling elite to depopulate the planet, to have only about 500 million people on the planet. And I can go into details about that, but we don't even talk about that. Now, it's dealt with other things too, previously in movies like AI, artificial intelligence. Then previously it dealt with interdimensional beings. So you see what they're doing is they're putting out these possibilities, okay? They're throwing out these true things, these possibilities, to get you to select one that you will shift to that parallel reality. So they're saying that here's the world where AI takes over. Here's a world where interdimensional beings will come in. Here's a world where there'll be depopulation. And so they're cleverly seeding you with that. And they want you to, as God man, God woman, to manifest one of those possibilities. And you're going to do it because you don't realize your power. You're still plugged into the matrix. You're not Neo. And you need to wake up and be Neo, because what's going to happen is your life is going to crash and burn, and you're going to say, why me? Why me? It's like God puts a bag of money in your hand, and all you want is some bread and cheese to eat. You haven't eaten in weeks, And yet you say, I'm broke, but you got a bag of money in your hand because you don't realize how powerful you are. You don't realize who you are. So therefore, you'll go to a movie and get programmed and then manifest one of the possibilities that they want you to manifest. They are doing so much devious programming through the music industry, through the movies, through the universities. You are bombarded with this stuff, and you don't know it. I said to them, I told them, look, I can't deal with this university stuff. You guys are psychopaths. And I ejected from that. I said, this is not higher learning. This is programming. The music industry, I was like, I saw that right away. I was like, oh, you've got these lyrics that are programming me. I'm like, get the heck out of here. I'm not dealing with this. First, it was R&B, then it went to rap. And I was listening to the lyrics. I was listening to the vibrational frequency of the music. I was like, what the hell is this? But everybody is drinking the Kool-Aid. Everybody is drinking the Kool-Aid. And when I do my consultations, I allow my person to get frustrated because all I hear is people say, can you do a reading and see if this will work out for me and that'll work out for you? I'm like, what? Look at the language you're using. Listen to what you're saying. Can you do a reading to see if this will work out? That I don't ever say that. You know, this is how I played out my life. And I'm not saying I'm much better than anyone else. I'm not coming from that perspective. All right. Let's get this. Let's not get it twisted. I'm just like everyone else. But what I say is this. I say, I want to go into this job field. And then they say, well, there's no openings in that job field. And then I say, I will manifest an opening. And it happens. I go, well, I want to move in this neighborhood where there's no houses available. I will manifest an available house. You understand what I'm saying? Then they say, well, I want to buy this. Well, you don't have enough in your account. I will manifest the money. Or they'll say, well, your credit rating is not good enough. You need to be higher a few points. I will manifest a few points. That's when you're living according to how your ancestors wanted you to live. Not this stuff about, oh, okay, I can't afford it right now. Maybe I need to save up, or maybe I need to get another job and all that. No, that is not it. You have to understand that when crap hits the fan, however the expression goes, you tune into the power within and stop thinking that everything around you is an outside externalized experience that you don't have no power to overcome. That is bullshit that the churches put in your mind, that the universities put in your mind. I've told you before, how come every time we go see a movie, the villain is so powerful and then the protagonist overcomes the villains by physical means, but never by tapping into his own spiritual God power? Never, because it's programming. They want you to be the victim. They want you to say the only thing that's true in this world is physical reality. You're not a physical being. You're a spiritual being, a consciousness that has selected, get the key word, selected to have a fourth dimensional experience. You weren't thrown into anything. You weren't giving no choice. You made the choice. You said in the beginning, before there was anything, there was only the know nothingness. You said, and this is documented in Kemet, I brought myself into being. I'll say it again. I brought myself into being. That's who you are. That's who you are. Let's take a moment, just a moment, so that all the family who's come in to the chat room and people watching, please hit the like button if you like my videos. Give it thumbs up. And if you want to know when I'm going live in the future, hit the little bell and it will notify you when I'm going live. And also, if you could donate, you'll see the link in the description box. And I'll also put it in the chat box for you to contribute. But I really want to bring home this point that we are not individualized beings. We are all one consciousness. And that what we are seeing in terms of the racism, the sexism, all of these things that is creating problems in our world comes from the misunderstanding of who we are. And they have to promote that fact that you are individuals in a physical world. They have to keep promoting that theme to you, because the alternative is death for them. And I am serious. The alternative is death for them, because the minute you start to understand who you truly are, you'll realize that there's no need for anything else. There's no need for government. There's no need for your ministers. There's no need for the universities, because you can tune into supreme wisdom. So they know they're done. This is why they go full force with their programming that they pump out there to get you to subscribe to 5 Cents Experience. And 5 Cents Experience is a very, very limited experience, because there are beings out there that are angelic in nature who want to assist us and help us. But because you're not tuned into them, you cannot interact with them. Okay. So let me greet everybody. Hey, Mr. T, Haroon Nefer, create your own life. I like that. Hatepu. Classy Keys, Haroon Nefer, Suan, always good to see you. Hatepu. All right, so let's continue to where I was talking about, or what I was talking about. So as I mentioned early on in the broadcast, is that the New Age movement now have caught on. They are very much aware as to what's going on in terms of the matrix. And you have these gurus out there, and I'm not casting any aspersions or vilifying them. They're doing a great job. They're putting information out there. A lot of them have got it twisted. They got it wrong, but at least they're trying. They're putting the information out there, trying to get people to understand that they're in the matrix, and trying to get people to get out of the matrix, or more importantly, to learn to use their power. So let me speak on that. I have many people who will sign up for a consultation with me. And the first thing they will say is, how do I get out the matrix? Well, let me explain this to you. Or something, no, yeah, they'll say, I mean, that's the first question. The other question is, what's outside the matrix? Yeah, that's where it goes, the 2-part question. Let me explain this. Your goal at this point in time as a initiate into the Egyptian mystery school is not to get out the matrix. All right, get that straight, because you're not going to achieve that. Let's focus on what you can achieve. And for the purposes of what you are doing here and why you've reincarnated this experience, you're not here, not all of you, to get out of the matrix. But what you want to learn is to be Neo, to manipulate the matrix. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Because if you can do that, then you can tailor the experience that you have to anything that you desire. All right? That is what you want. Now, for those of you who are saying, well, I want to know what's outside the matrix. So let me put it, well, or I want to know how to get out the matrix. So let me put it to you this way. If you were to get out of the matrix, the first thing you would do is your body would go into shock, you would have a heart attack, and you would die. Can I be real with you? You would die. Your physical body would die, because the shock of what you would experience, it would be too much for you, because you've already become too tied to the 4th dimensional experience. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could not handle the experience of being out of the matrix. It would shock your system, and you would have a heart attack and drop dead. Simple as that. And people say, well, I would love to be abducted and taken to an alien world. Same scenario. You cannot exist on an alien world because it's too foreign for you. You have already spent too much time in the matrix. And for someone to pull you out would shock your system. You're too tied to it right now. And very few people can unplug and still be okay. Very few people could do that. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because what is outside the matrix is so foreign to your experience that you couldn't handle it. You would not be able to comprehend what you're dealing with. It would overload you. There's a great saying in the film Gods of Egypt, and I recommend you all see that. It's not a good film, but it has some jewels in it. And Tahuti, the actor, I forgot his name, who plays Tahuti, he's talking to a human. And the human says, "Is it true you were at the beginning of creation? You saw all that was is?" And Tootie says, "Yes, I was there from the beginning. I saw all that there was." He says, "Well, how could you do that? Tell me about it." He says, "If I described it to you, your brain would explode." And that is the truth. Do you understand? So deal with the here and now and what you can manipulate and what you can work with, and take it in steps and degrees to get to where you need to go. And the first thing you need to understand is how to manipulate the matrix, not get out of it. Then when you become a master magi or magician, then you can aspire to get out the matrix. And a lot of times that takes several incarnations to do that. All right? So that you can be prepared for it. One of the things that if you're really serious about really getting into or getting out of the matrix or getting into going really, really deep to the rabbit hole is that you could get involved in going into a sensory deprivation chamber where it just entraps you in space of nothingness and it cuts off your senses. Now, that's a trip for some people. You do that, and some people will freak out from claustrophobia, and they'll go through weird psychedelic experience. And a lot of people can't handle that. And in the same way that some people get involved in ayahuasca and DMT trips and they lose their minds. These are documented cases, and those things are types of medicines and experiences that take you to other interdimensional realms to experience interactions with beings in those realms. If you can't handle that, then you are not going to handle getting out the matrix. Forget it. Forget it. And many people can't handle those experiences of simply a sensory deprivation chamber or DMT or ayahuasca. So stop aspiring to get higher and higher when you haven't even taken the first steps. Now, the thing I want to just really address is you got to make a commitment right now. You got to make a commitment to say, this is who I am, and this is how I'm going to proceed from this moment on. What am I saying? You are not human, okay? You are God. That is who you are. And when you start to accept that and deal with that, then your brain becomes rewired, and then you start to see possibilities, because the only thing that really exists is infinite possibilities, and you're pulling from those possibilities based on your frequency to manifest that. So we have to stop using language about, well, let me do a reading and see what the future holds for you. No, doesn't matter what the reading said, because you manifest that future. You manifest what you want. You declare that and you make it so. And the reason that you can't do it or you don't do it is because of BS. And I don't mean bullshit. I mean a false belief system. A belief system. The false programming through social engineering that you have been immersed in, and you can't get out of it. You can't. They're too clever. They are Sebek to the highest degree. They know what they're doing. They're smart enough to know that if they just program you through movies, you can stop watching movies. If they program you through music, you can stop listening to music. So what do? They create these curriculums in the universities that program you. They then have these radio towers that the 5G and everything that send out the frequency to program you with that, So they're and they have the pictures, the advertisement with occult symbolisms in there to program you, because the symbolisms are vibrational frequencies, and they get you to vibrate at a certain frequency, so you manifest that reality that they want. So they just 360 you. They immerse you in everything that they want you to manifest. And the only way that you're going to get out of it is that you start to embark on this journey of, understanding who you are, all right, and then holding on to that BS, that belief system for dear life, because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about life and death here. So when you cannot make this month's rent, you don't worry. You say, I'll manifest the rent, or I'll manifest a new landlord. When your mate starts acting funny, you say, I'll manifest a new mate. When it's cloudy outside, I'll manifest me a new day. And I'm not joking. I'm speaking real talk here. This is how you got to operate, because it's the only way you're going to be saved. Other than that, you're going to be trapped in fourth dimensional experience. You're going to be subject to time and space. When consciousness has a principle of non-locality, meaning that you are neither here nor there, you are everywhere, you're everything. And then again, you are nothing. That's how powerful you are. And that if you choose, you can be in this reality, or you can choose to shift to another reality if you want. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let me tell you what being real is. Let me tell you what unplugging from the matrix is all about. All right. Let me tell you what this is all about. All right. As I said before, this is going to be the new thing now with these new age people, these gurus, and that they are trailblazers. Okay. They're out there now. They understand that this is important because it's life or death. All right. So when I first started on my occult journey, I wanted to know everything. I started traveling. I started learning from the different gurus and masters. I said, I'm serious about this. People were telling me, well, why are you going to Texas? There's no spiritual community out there. I said, I'm a manifested community. And damn it, went out there and there was a community. Because I knew, I said, if this is going to be real, I'm going to have to live like this. And let me tell you this. All right, let's look. If you're serious, here's some books you need to get. Because this stuff will take you warp speed to where you need to go. All right. Super accelerated living. All right. This book is damn good. All right. I don't subscribe to all these gurus, but sometimes they come along and they get it right. It's not perfect, but it's good. All right. Another one, thick book, a lot of reading. Van Diem Zeeland. All right. Reality Transurfing. Get it? Not perfect, but it gets you going. All right. Long read. Keep it, read it. Next one. You see me promote this one before. Synchronicity. Dr. Kirby Surprise. Get this. All right. Mystical Formula. This gives you mantras, words of power that changes your vibrational frequency to get anything you want. Get the book. You want to get a new mate? Just get in the book and start looking for what's the mantra for a new mate. Honey, I'm giving you your walking papers. Here we go. Herling, Shring, Kali. There you go. All right. Be careful now. You may, who you may get now. You don't want like I did and got Holly Berry and she was trouble. Seriously. Here's another good book, The Science of Intuition, talking about not going to the universities. You want to go within and contact your inner Tahuti or Imhotep, whoever deity you pray to, and intuit wisdom on your own. All right. So get those books, man, and start taking this stuff seriously and move on your journey. Now, if you want to sign up for a consultation with me, please feel free to do so. I'll get you started on this journey so you don't have to read 50 different books. And I'll tweak it too, because like I said, it's not all correct. For one thing, they don't take into consideration the oracles. All right. It's a very important part. And they also don't take into consideration the mantras, the word of power. And the god Sekert or Ptah governs the words of power. Okay. So they haven't evolved to that level to where they're working with that type of real powerful juju magic. Okay. But I'll take you into that. So, but I'm serious. I'm on that journey. You understand? I've been studying for a while and I'm still learning and I'm still growing and I'm still making mistakes. But if you want, I will help you. But if you got to be serious. I don't want people signing up for coaching or oracle readings and just saying, what's the future hold for me? I don't know. I may have to like apply for jobs. I'm like, stop using that damn language. And people are saying, well, I've been watching your videos for so long. Well, if you've been watching my videos, then you know what I'm talking about. Stop acting like the victim. Well, I don't know. You know, my mate keeps doing this, and what should I do? I don't know. You're God. You tell me what you do. You manifested your mate. Manifest another one. I'm like, if you don't get the core principle, the core belief is that you're God. If you don't get that, then everything else is just a waste of time. Create your damn vision board. Go recite your affirmations. Nothing's going to happen because if you don't start from the core belief and understanding that you brought all of this into being, if you don't understand that, and if you don't operate from that perspective, then everything is for nothing. Because I tell you who understands it, the Illuminati, the global elite, they understand it. They know it. Aleister Crowley knew it. But you don't. You don't. You know, I'm just having a bad day. I don't know. Why are you having a bad day? Ask yourself, why did you manifest a bad day? All right. Let me move on here. Because I want to really. Oh, and the reason why I'm so passionate about this right now is because they're getting serious. They're getting serious in what they're doing. And if we're not serious in what we're doing in practicing our magic and understanding who we are, it's over. It's over. They're going to win. Because one of the key points right now they want to do is they want to eliminate the genders. You understand what I'm saying? They're targeting your children. And it's not good. So let me just super accelerated living. I want to read to you something so you can understand that what I have been saying is now going to become mainstream in the New Age arena or conspiracy theory arena because people are now putting these principles into practice. All right. So reality will continue to appear to you in a way that's plausible to you. It must always honor your belief system and your level of free will. However, there are very clear tools and techniques and ways of seeing life that can allow that reality to come through much faster. It's all about letting go of resistance to the infinite possibilities that coexist as parallel realities. It's all about understanding that this is how reality works. This is what is actual. This is not science fiction. This is fact. So shift your vibration. Decide what you desire next. Do not take your cue from what's possible based on what you see. In other words, whatever you want, whatever you desire, feel that emotion within you. And regardless of what you see before you, ignore it. Go dark. Say, I'm only choosing to see the reality that I want. Let me read that again. What do you wish to create? All right. Shift your vibration. Decide what you desire next. Do not take your cue from what's possible based on what you see. Do not take your cue from your present container because it's just a reflection of what you thought before. What do you wish to create? When you think about this question, you must detach yourself from feeling tied to your present physical manifestation. The slide that's in front of your consciousness right now, the slide is like a slide of a film strip. And we all exist in one of these slides. And we're always shifting through these slides. And these slides are different parallel realities. So the picture in your creation, not your consciousness. Realize that your consciousness has the ability to change the picture, to shift into a parallel reality intentionally. Realize this and set your intention. Know or remember that you want to be someone in a certain way, that you want to feel a certain way, and that something is relevant for you that you've always kept small and suppressed. What is it? Who are you really? So whatever it is you desire, embody the experience. If you want to be wealthy, what does it feel like to be wealthy? If you want a new house, what does it feel like to be in a new house? If you want a new car, what does a new car smell like? What does it feel like to be in? Because first and foremost, it is important that you embody the vibrational frequency through changing your emotional state. If you're in an emotional state of the victim, then you will never manifest anything. All right. So let's go further. The more you assume yourself to be the victim of creation, the more static you will be, like ice. As you increase your frequency, it's like the molecules start heating up. They start dancing in the ice. The ice starts to melt into water, which is malleable. Similarly, when you increase your frequency, your molecules start dancing up and down with joy. All right, with excitement and passion, with knowing you are God, the creator of your reality and the chooser of your universe. That's powerful, man. That stuff is powerful. I want to say it again. I got to say this again. It says that, let me see, the ice starts to melt into water, which is malleable. Similarly, when you increase your frequency, your molecules start dancing up and down with joy, with excitement and passion, with knowing you are God, the creator of your reality and the chooser of your universe. You understand? When I talked about the analogy of the Marvel film, Avengers, Infinity War, and the other films that preceded them, which was about artificial intelligence, and the other one was about interdimensional beings. They're giving you a choice. They want you to manifest one of those realities. I say I choose neither. I choose to manifest my own reality. I unplug from your programming, from your Madison Avenue advertisement, from your television, from your movies, from your radio. I unplug from all that. And then I say to myself, I am God. I brought myself into being. And as one, I split and became two. And I became two to interact with myself, to know myself. Because from two, I can split my perspective. I can go from the one perspective to the other perspective and gain a broader understanding of who I am. Because where there is only one, there's only one subjective experience. But when I split it into two, I gain a different perspective. And understanding the individuality that I've created makes me appreciate the oneness of that which I am. I am all. And at the same time, I am no one thing. I am all things interacting with myself. I talk to my mate. I'm just interacting with myself. She's not really there. And I mean, you have to understand that to the core of your being. So this is what I do, right? And this is where you have this author and this author all make the same mistakes. And I'm not talking about, and I'm giving you the secret here, I'm not talking about making mistakes of not using the mantras. That's one mistake. And the other mistake of not using the divination oracles. But the key thing that they're not using is Osset, Isis, paying tribute to her. What does Isis stand for? Is Osset in the chat room? Where's Osset? No, she's not here. I don't see her. Okay. Osset Ma'at? Okay, she's not there. All right. The one thing is trance induction. All right. How do you speed this up? How do you speed this up? How do you speed up manifesting the world you want? Well, if you're a more right-brain person, you will take in the BS, the belief system that you are God, and that you'll start to manifest the things that you want. That's very difficult for us because we're trapped in left-brain thinking. Because we've been programmed and socially engineered to just think out of our left brain. So what do? I put you into a state of hypnosis, of trance induction, and then I feed you the belief system you're a God. Or I feed you the objective that you're looking for. You want a car? Okay, I'm going to feed you post-hypnotic suggestion that you will manifest a car while in trance. And boom, that's powerful, man. That's powerful. You understand what I'm saying? You know how powerful that is? It's so powerful that when I began this journey, I knew that. I knew that would work. So I purposely went out there and paid lots of money for a certified hypnotist to put me in trance. I said, you got to put me in trance, you know, and feed me these suggestions. I wrote some stuff down. I said, dude, you gotta give me some of this. This is what I want. So hypnotize me, put me in this state. And he did. And he did. So what I'm telling you is that's the fastest way to go about it. So there are certified hypnotherapists out there. If you want to work with them, go work with them. They also do past life regression if you want to go into that area. All right. Now, one of the things you can do is I talked about the consciousness within, or the spirit within, who you truly are. All right. There are 3 steps to the process that I want to give you. Okay. 3 steps to this process of manifesting whatever you want in your life and changing your reality and shifting to a parallel reality. The first thing is you need to store up energy. All right. You need to store up a lot of energy. And that is, you're going to have to cut yourself off from doing things and expressing emotions and things like too much sex or being overly emotional for a while, you know. And I talked about stoicism and just being centered. Okay. And this is where you're storing up your chi or your kundalini energy. Okay. And you're going to store this up for a certain period of time. And then you're going to release it and embody the vibration of what you want, and hold that experience and visualize it. The visualization is not all that important. It's good. It's important. But what's more important is the feeling behind the visualization. The visualization is there. It's meant to invoke the emotional experience. So when you start to experience that and that excitement is within you, then it starts to work its magic and its juju. And after that point, when you release that energy that you have stored up, then you relax and let it go. Don't place importance over the outcome. Do not place importance over the outcome. Can I say it again? Don't place importance over the outcome. Because if you do, you'll sabotage it. That's the surest way to sabotage it. Oh, if I don't have this, you know, it's all going to go to hell. I'll never live. I'll never be happy if I don't have this. I'm like, oh, wow, you just sabotaged it, you know? Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the end game, man. This is the end game. These people, and I said it before, not only evil, but they are going to use the avatars you created, the people around you, to check you, to stop your progress. Because when you start to go on this journey, you're going to watch as people oppose you. Okay. Now, here's the biggest principle that you must embody. This is where you may not see the outcome that you're looking for, but you ignore that no matter what happens. Don't allow the physical realm that is before you to dictate your belief state. Do you understand what I'm saying? No matter what is happening out in the erroneous term, the external world, to dictate your feeling and your emotional state. Embody the emotion and feeling of that which you desire most, irregardless, and that's a true word, of what you are seeing before you. Because the reality is, believing is actually seeing. You believe it first, and then the universe will manifest it, or you will manifest it, however you want to see it. You understand what I'm saying? And that is what I teach a lot of people. And I actually, the term I use is called pushing through, where you push through something and don't allow what is there to cast doubt and to make you depressed. And I understand we all get to a point of where, you know, we're wanting something and it could take time. It could take time to manifest. And but time is an illusion. It's an illusion that you create to have a linear space-time experience. Do you understand? And it's all fun. I mean, you've created this to experience a myriad of things. And I'm going to read to you something real quick that I think it's interesting, which does talk about time. Time is malleable. Learn how to influence it through present. Remember, the only thing that truly exists is the now moment. There's no such thing as the past. There's no such thing as the future. There are only perspectives that you can choose to shift to. You can experience the future right now just by changing your perspective on how you want to see yourself. So this moment is a completely new reality at this moment and this moment. What does that do to the idea of time? It makes it malleable. It makes it yours. It makes it influenceable instead of a static, projected, externalized phenomena that you are somehow trapped within. Time as an actual linear idea starts to fade away in your mind, in your consciousness. And when a belief system ceases in your mind, all the limitations that came with that belief system also cease from your experience. That's deep. The more fully you understand this, the more you will be able to influence time and your reality. You will be able to more fully experience and understand how reality is structured and how it actually works. Once you see clearly how reality works, you can start to consciously and intentionally utilize consciousness, which is already and has always been the master of your universe, to generate results you desire. Every reality is completely timeless. Every potential one moment experience, every individual complete snapshot of the universe exists externally. It has already been there and it will always be there. That means your reality does not change. Instead, you shift into different realities. This is how you generate the experience of change, the experience of time. Time is just an experience. It is not a mechanical, structural fact. Can you see how time is subjective? All right. Can you see how it's not objective? When you realize that time is subjective, interesting things start to happen. We call this acceleration. All right. The acceleration of your understanding of who you are, of the power that you are, of the consciousness that you are. You will start to embody the power of consciousness and more so that you will be able to influence the reality you choose to experience next. Boom. All right, there we go. I'm hoping this all makes sense. I'm hoping that you take this and you internalize it, that you understand that all things are possible and you are the architect of your experience. And it all goes by the vibrational experience that you are embodying yourself with. If you embody yourself with the vibrational experience of fear, then you will create scenarios within your fourth dimensional realm of fear. And this is how the masses operate in this present day left brain experience out of the mammalian and reptilian brain, which is just fear programming, to get you to stay clear of Osir, the indwelling intelligence that you are. And I'm going to end with this and just say again, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more exciting videos and for more of my cute, handsome face. I caught myself once as I was falling asleep in that twilight moment. And I had been working with certain herbs and experimenting as I usually do. Very safe stuff, though. I don't go too far with that. And I was talking to myself. And I awoke and realized I was talking to myself. And I was like, who was I talking to? And then I realized I had achieved something so wonderful that the person, or what Freud says, the ego, had suddenly stepped back and consciousness was exposed. So my ego was speaking to my consciousness, my true self, my God self. And we were having a dialogue. And it was the most wonderful experience I've had. And I was like, whoa. And all of my spiritual teachers had talked to me about that. And I never thought about it until that point when it happened. I had literally separated the ego from the self, the true self. And they were having a dialogue. And it was wonderful. And you can have the exact same experience, and what it will crystallize in your mind is that there are two aspects to who you are, your lower nature and your higher God nature. Now, just because I was having this dialogue doesn't mean that myself was going to do the things I asked. You know what I mean? We're just having a dialogue. And what I mean by that is your subconscious mind, your spirit, or who you truly are. And I'm using different terms, and I understand it can be confusing, but your subconscious mind, it has its own type of language and its own type of way of being influenced. Okay. So now what I was talking to was the indwelling intelligence, but you can simply talk to your subconscious mind in a way that's through emotions, through images, through intense feelings. That's how the subconscious mind will obey you. That's how you get it to manifest things for you. You can't simply say, all right, subconscious mind, I want a car, make it happen. It doesn't communicate that way. It communicates, like if I draw this symbol here, this symbol consciously means nothing to you, but the subconscious mind knows it means something. It's an occult symbol. It is a sigil. And those who work in advertising embed things like that into pictures of women, half-naked women and men, so that it influences your subconscious mind to start to manifest certain things. And you wonder why your life has these problems, because you're being programmed. It's not your fault. It's only your fault when someone brings you the true knowledge of yourself and you choose to ignore that. Then you have to take responsibility for that. All right? So what I'm saying to you is, the language that's communicated to the subconscious mind to get it to act and to do things that you want it to do, to manifest the matrix that you want and not what they want, is a certain type of language. And that language is symbols, intense emotions, vibrational states that you have to embody and hold true to, and not let go when things in the physical realm don't seem to be manifesting the way you want them to be. So don't call your spiritual advisor and say, how do I get this? What do I do about this? What does the future hold for me in the cards? Call your spiritual advisor and say, Cassandra, you look so pretty. All right, I'm just kidding, just kidding. No, call your spiritual advisor and say, I'm God. I want to manifest this. Will you show me how to manifest it? That's the start. That's how you do it. But don't take things from the victim perspective and say, I'm having trouble. This is going on. I don't know why. It's killing me. What do I do? Say, listen, I am God, but I have forgotten who I am, and I have forgotten how to use my power. Please assist me in my journey of self-discovery. That's how you have to do it. Yeah, the ancestors can help you. The ancestors will help you a lot. I'm just reading the chat. They are really a great source of help because they are your family and they're looking out for you. And they'll definitely, if you petition them correctly, will step in on your behalf and help you. Sue-Ann, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to keep teaching. You know, it is difficult because I want to just transition to the next parallel world where I don't have to teach. I can just look handsome 24/7. You know, I kid. Okay, so I want to thank you, all you Magi's, for. Oh, Rob, let me ask you a question. What is an oracle? It's a divination system. If you've seen the Matrix, an oracle is kind of like the tarot or the I-Ching. The I-Ching system, you look it up, and it can be some coins you throw, or bones or stones or tarot cards that will give you spiritual advice or predict your future. So that's what an oracle is. And oracles were used in ancient Greek culture. They were used in Chinese culture. They were used in African culture. But today's world, they've tried to eliminate it and make it seem like spooky mysticism stuff, so that it won't resurface and be brought back, because an oracle system can expose leaders as frauds and expose situations. Like if you're going to get married, it can tell you if your mate will be faithful or not. Or if you're going to get a certain job, it can tell you if the job will be good or not. If you're going to move into a home, it'll tell you if that home's going to have a solid foundation, or if it's haunted, or, you know, things of that nature. So the oracle was used in ancient times in the court systems. We used that to determine if people were guilty or innocent of certain crimes, or if certain people should be executed. We didn't go based on our left brain thinking, because that's very limited perspective. We went based on the oracle, which was the final judge of a person. All right. So I want to thank you all for visiting with me today and having this discussion and this dialogue. And if, again, you like the video, hit the like button. Please feel free, if you want to donate, download the Osiris report. The link is there. It's a free report. It's a really awesome report. There's also the rape culture report you can download. Sign up for a consultation with me. The link is in the description box as well. And until my next broadcast, Stay focused. Understand you are God. And this is Kasakma Keperu, son of Ma'at. Amen Ra.